The NFL coaching carousel never stops spinning, and just when you think the music is about to stop, a big name makes a move that gets everyone talking. Today, on January 21st, 2026, the buzz is all about Mike McDaniel and the Los Angeles Chargers. The word on the street is that the former Miami Dolphins head coach is expected to take on the role of offensive coordinator for the Bolts. This isn't just a simple hire, it's a statement. It signals that the Chargers, under the leadership of head coach Jim Harbaugh, are serious about taking their talented offense to an entirely new level. While the ink isn't dry on the contract just yet, all signs point to McDaniel bringing his unique brand of football to Southern California. This move feels like the Chargers are pushing all their chips to the middle of the table. They've got a franchise quarterback in Justin Herbert, but they've been searching for that missing piece to help him and the team get over the hump. McDaniel's name had been in the mix for several head coaching jobs across the league, from Cleveland to Las Vegas. But his decision to pull out of the Browns race seemed to tell the whole story. He sees an opportunity in Los Angeles, a chance to get back to what he does best, designing an offense that can light up the scoreboard and leave defenses guessing. This is the kind of move that sends ripples through the AFC and makes the rest of the league take notice. Think about the combination for a moment. Jim Harbaugh, a tough, old-school football mind, and Mike McDaniel, one of the most creative and forward-thinking offensive gurus in the game today. It's a fascinating blend of styles that could create something truly special. Harbaugh provides the structure, the discipline, and the winning culture he's known for. McDaniel brings the innovation, the explosive plays, and a system that has proven it can put up video game numbers. For Chargers fans who have felt the frustration of watching an offense full of talent stall out at the worst possible times, this news is more than just a headline. It's a beacon of hope for what's to come. The context here is crucial. The Chargers decided to move on from their previous offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, after another disappointing early exit from the playoffs. They knew they couldn't stand pat. They needed a fresh perspective and a dynamic leader to take charge of the offense. In McDaniel, they're not just getting a play caller. They're getting a personality, a brilliant football mind who has been at the cutting edge of offensive strategy for years. This potential partnership is about unlocking the full potential of a roster that, on paper, should be competing for championships. The stage is set for a new chapter in Chargers history, and Mike McDaniel looks poised to be the one writing it. Before he became a household name with his cool sunglasses and brilliant offensive schemes in Miami, Mike McDaniel was a football lifer, grinding his way up the coaching ladder. His journey is a testament to dedication and a deep, deep love for the game. He didn't play in the NFL. His path was forged in film rooms and on practice fields, starting as an intern for the Denver Broncos way back in 2005. He's what we call a lifer in the football world. He has worked under some of the brightest minds in football, most notably Kyle Shanahan, whose offensive system has become one of the most influential in the entire league. McDaniel was Shanahan's right-hand man for years, following him from Houston to Washington, Cleveland, Atlanta, and finally to San Francisco. His big break came in 2021 when he was promoted to offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. That season, the world got a real glimpse of his genius. The 49ers offense was a masterclass in creativity, using motion, misdirection, and a punishing run game to march all the way to the NFC Championship game. He turned Deebo Samuel into a wide back, a hybrid weapon who was a threat to score from anywhere on the field, whether he was catching a pass or taking a handoff. This ability to see a player's unique skills and build a system around them is what makes McDaniel special. He doesn't just plug players into a scheme, he molds the scheme to fit the players. That impressive season with the 49ers put him on the map for head coaching jobs, and in 2022, the Miami Dolphins came calling. They saw a young, innovative mind who could transform their franchise and, most importantly, develop their young quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. McDaniel brought his unique personality and his complex offensive system to South Florida, and the results were immediate and explosive. He took an organization that was treading water and instantly made it one of the most exciting teams in the league. His journey from an unpaid intern to a highly sought-after offensive mind is a story of pure football passion and intellectual horsepower. His coaching tree is a direct branch from the Shanahan system, which itself has roots in the classic West Coast offense. But McDaniel added his own flavor. He's obsessed with the details of the run game and how it sets up the pass. He uses pre-snap motion more than almost anyone in the league, not just for show, but to give his quarterback information and create favorable matchups for his receivers. He is, at his core, a problem solver. He looks at a defense and thinks, how can I break you? His path to the top wasn't conventional, but it prepared him to be one of the most inventive and effective offensive coaches in the game today. When Mike McDaniel arrived in Miami in 2022, he brought a wave of optimism and a whole new energy. The Dolphins were instantly transformed from a middling team into must-see TV. In his 4 seasons as head coach, he compiled a respectable 35-33 regular season record and led the team to the playoffs twice. It wasn't just about the wins, it was about how they won. McDaniel's offense was electric, built on speed and precision. He took the talent that was already there, like receiver Jalen Waddle, and added a superstar in Tyreek Hill, creating one of the fastest and most dangerous receiving corps the league has ever seen. The transformation was stunning and immediate. The peak of his tenure in Miami was undoubtedly the 2023 season. That year, the Dolphins' offense was simply unstoppable, leading the entire NFL in total yards. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa had a career year under McDaniel's guidance, leading the league with 4,624 passing yards, and looking like the franchise player the Dolphins had always hoped he would be. The highlight of that incredible season, and perhaps of McDaniel's entire time in Miami, was a game against the Denver Broncos. The Dolphins didn't just win. They put on a historic performance, dropping 70 points in a 70-20 victory. It was a perfect display of his offensive philosophy, creative, relentless, and absolutely dominant. However, the story in Miami wasn't all sunshine and touchdowns. While the offense could look unbeatable against lesser opponents, they often struggled against the league's top-tier teams, especially late in the season. The team's record in big games and in cold weather became a recurring issue. Despite making the playoffs in 2 of his 4 seasons, McDaniel's Dolphins were never able to get over the hump, finishing with an 0-2 record in the postseason. This inability to win when it mattered most ultimately cast a shadow over the incredible regular season success and the explosive offensive numbers they consistently produced. The final 2 seasons saw a noticeable decline, with the team going a combined 15-19 in 2024 and 2025. The magic seemed to fade slightly as defenses began to adjust to his schemes, and the team's late-season collapses became a frustrating pattern. The 2025 season ended with a disappointing 7-10 record, which ultimately led to the organization deciding to move in a new direction. His time in Miami was a complicated legacy. He was the architect of one of the most thrilling offenses in recent memory, but he was also the head coach who couldn't quite lead his team to the promised land. To understand what Mike McDaniel brings to the table, you have to understand the offense he built in Miami. It was a beautiful, chaotic, and incredibly effective system that was, at its core, a symphony of speed. McDaniel's philosophy is built on the foundation of the outside zone running scheme he mastered under Kyle Shanahan, but he supercharged it with an emphasis on pure, unadulterated velocity. He didn't just want fast players. He wanted to create an offense that played fast in every single aspect, from the pre-snap motion to the route combinations down the field. Everything was designed to create stress on the defense and generate explosive plays. The most recognizable feature of his offense was the relentless pre-snap motion. On nearly every play, you'd see a receiver, a tight end, or even a running back zipping across the formation right before the ball was snapped. This wasn't just for decoration. This jet motion served multiple purposes. Firstly, it helped the quarterback identify the defensive coverage. Was it man or zone? Secondly, it forced defenders to communicate and adjust on the fly, often leading to confusion and blown assignments. Most importantly, it allowed his fastest players like Tyreek Hill to get a running start, hitting the line of scrimmage at full speed and creating immediate separation from defenders. This motion-heavy approach was perfectly paired with a precise, quick-timing passing game. McDaniel designed his offense to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly and into the hands of his playmakers in space. He wanted Tua Tagovailoa to be a point guard, distributing the ball to his athletes and letting them do the work after the catch. This is why players like Hill and Jalen Waddle thrived. The system was built to maximize their yards after catch potential. The routes were often layered, creating clear and easy reads for the quarterback and putting defenders in constant conflict. But it all started with the run game. McDaniel is a firm believer that a dominant rushing attack makes everything else easier, and his scheme is a work of art. It's not about brute force. It's about timing, angles, and synchronization. The entire offensive line moves in unison, creating horizontal displacement and opening up cutback lanes for the running back. When that run game gets going, it forces linebackers to stay honest and safeties to creep closer to the line of scrimmage. That's when McDaniel would hit them over the top with the play-action pass, creating those massive, game-changing plays that became his signature in Miami. So, if Mike McDaniel is such an offensive genius, why is he no longer the head coach of the Miami Dolphins? The answer is, well, it's complex and goes beyond simple wins and losses. Ultimately, his tenure in Miami ended because the spectacular regular season highs were, consistently followed by crushing late season lows. A pattern emerged that the organization just couldn't ignore anymore. For all the offensive fireworks and those 70-point games, the Dolphins repeatedly faltered when the stakes were highest. The team developed this reputation for being frontrunners who just couldn't win the tough, gritty games in December and January. The final 2 years of his 4-year stint were particularly telling. After a promising start to his head coaching career, the team's performance plateaued and then declined, culminating in a 7-10 record in his final season. The league is a game of adjustments, and it really seemed like opposing defensive coordinators started to figure out some of the tendencies of McDaniel's offense. The element of surprise that made them so dangerous in 2022 and 2023 began to wane. The offense, while still capable of big plays, became less consistent, and the team's inability to beat top-tier opponents turned into a glaring weakness that sort of defined their identity. Another significant factor was the team's struggles in big moments and in adverse conditions. The narrative that the Finns can't win in the cold became more than just a media talking point. It was a reality backed up by their record. Playoff games and crucial late-season matchups are often played in tough weather, and McDaniel's speed-based, precision offense just seemed less effective when the temperature dropped. This, combined with a 0-2 playoff record, created a perception that while his system was fun and exciting, it might not be built for championship-level football. In the NFL, potential is great, but results in January are what truly matter. After 4 seasons, the Dolphins' leadership decided that a change was necessary to get the team over that final hurdle. Firing McDaniel on January 8, 2026, was a difficult decision, but it was a business one. They believed that they had reached their ceiling with him at the helm and that a new voice was needed to elevate the team from a fun playoff contender to a legitimate Super Bowl threat. It wasn't a firing due to a lack of football intelligence or innovation, but rather a result of unmet expectations and a pattern of falling short when it mattered most. For the Los Angeles Chargers, the decision to pursue Mike McDaniel as their next offensive coordinator is a calculated and exciting gamble. The team is not in a rebuilding phase. They're in a win-now window with a superstar quarterback. They have watched their offense, loaded with talent, underperform and sputter out in crucial moments for way too long. After being eliminated in the wildcard round in both of Jim Harbaugh's first 2 seasons, the front office knew they needed a dramatic change. They need someone who can take all the incredible individual talent on their roster and mold it into a cohesive, unstoppable unit. McDaniel is seen as that guy. The primary reason the Chargers want him is simple: Justin Herbert. They have one of the most physically gifted quarterbacks in the entire league, a player with a cannon for an arm and the athleticism to extend plays. However, Herbert has yet to win a playoff game and is now about to work with his 5th offensive coordinator since entering the league. That's a staggering amount of turnover. The Chargers believe McDaniel's system, which is famously quarterback-friendly, can provide the stability and structure Herbert needs to finally reach his full MVP-caliber potential. They saw what McDaniel did for Tua Tagovailoa, turning him into a league leader in passing, and they imagine what he could do with Herbert's elite physical tools. Furthermore, McDaniel brings a level of creativity and innovation that has been missing from the Chargers' offense. While effective at times, their previous schemes could become predictable and stagnant. McDaniel's offense is the exact opposite. It's a system built on deception, speed, and creating mismatches all over the field. The Chargers have speedy receivers and versatile running backs who would be perfect fits for his motion-heavy, space-oriented attack. The idea is to stop relying solely on Herbert's heroics and instead create a system that makes his job easier by scheming players wide open and generating explosive plays by design. Hiring McDaniel is also a signal that head coach Jim Harbaugh is willing to evolve. Harbaugh is known for his tough, physical, run-first mentality. Pairing him with an offensive innovator like McDaniel creates a fascinating and potentially powerful dynamic. It suggests a best of both worlds approach. Harbaugh will ensure the team is tough and disciplined, while McDaniel will handle the X's and O's of creating a modern, high-flying offense. It's a big bet that this combination of old-school grit and new-school genius is the secret formula to finally unlock the Chargers' championship potential. The potential partnership between Mike McDaniel and Justin Herbert is the most exciting part of this entire story. Herbert is a quarterback who can make every throw on the field, a physical specimen with a rocket arm that few can match. However, he has often been forced to play hero ball, relying on his individual brilliance to bail out a broken play or a predictable scheme. Mike McDaniel's arrival would signal a fundamental shift in that approach. His entire offensive philosophy is designed to make the quarterback's life easier, not harder. He creates a system with clear reads and defined throws, allowing the quarterback to play on time and in rhythm. McDaniel's scheme excels at getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly. This would be a huge benefit for Herbert and the Chargers' offensive line. Instead of long, 7-step drops that require the line to hold their blocks forever, McDaniel's system is built on 3- and 5-step drops and a quick, decisive passing game. This not only protects the quarterback, but also gets the ball to playmakers in space, which is where players can do the most damage. For a quarterback like Herbert, who has taken his fair share of hits, a system that prioritizes getting the ball out fast could be a game changer for his long-term health and success. Think about how McDaniel transformed Tua Tagovailoa's career. He took a quarterback who was being questioned and turned him into the NFL's leading passerby, building an offense perfectly suited to his skills, accuracy, and quick decision-making. Now imagine what he can do with a quarterback who has those same mental traits, but also possesses a top-tier elite arm. Herbert can make the throws that stretch the field vertically, which would add another terrifying dimension to McDaniel's play-action passing game. The combination of McDaniel's scheme and Herbert's arm talent could create the most explosive offense in the entire league. Finally, McDaniel's system will help Herbert by taking the mental load off his shoulders. The constant pre-snap motion is designed to give the quarterback clues about the defense before the play even starts. It simplifies the post-snap picture. Instead of having to diagnose a complex, disguised coverage after the snap, Herbert will have a much better idea of where to go with the football based on the defense's reaction to the motion. This allows him to play faster and more decisively. It's about empowering the quarterback with information and a clear plan, unleashing his talent within a brilliant structure, rather than asking him to create magic out of thin air. While the prospect of Mike McDaniel joining the Chargers is incredibly exciting, it's not without its potential challenges. The first and most obvious hurdle is the pressure to win immediately. McDaniel isn't being brought in for a long-term project. He's being hired to get this team over the top right now. The Chargers have a roster built to compete for a Super Bowl, and anything less than a deep playoff run will be seen as a disappointment. This immense pressure can be difficult for any coach, especially one who is coming off a situation where his team struggled in big games. He will need to prove, quickly, that his system can translate to postseason success. Another challenge will be integrating his unique offensive system with a new group of players. McDaniel's scheme is complex and relies on precise timing and chemistry from all 11 players on the field. It's not a plug-and-play system. The offensive line will need to master the intricacies of the wide zone blocking scheme, and the receivers and tight ends will need to learn the detailed alignments and route adjustments that the motion-based offense requires. While the Chargers have talented players, it will take time and a lot of reps during training camp and the preseason to get everyone on the same page and operating at the high level the system demands. There's also the question of how his style will mesh with head coach Jim Harbaugh's philosophy. On paper, it looks like a perfect blend of toughness and innovation, but coaching staffs can have their own dynamics. Harbaugh is the undisputed leader of the team, and McDaniel will need to operate within that structure. He will be transitioning from being the top decision-maker as a head coach back to an offensive coordinator role, which requires a different mindset. Ensuring their visions for the team are aligned and that they can work together seamlessly will be crucial for the team's success. Any friction between the two powerful personalities could undermine their goals. Finally, McDaniel will have to prove that his offense has evolved. Defensive coordinators across the league now have 4 years of film on his Miami schemes. They have seen the jet motion, the play-action concepts, and the route combinations. They have developed strategies to counter them. McDaniel's challenge will be to stay one step ahead. He can't simply copy and paste what he did in Miami. He will need to innovate, add new wrinkles, and adapt his scheme to his new personnel and the evolving defensive trends around the league. His success in Los Angeles will depend not just on his existing playbook, but on his ability to create the next chapter. If and when Mike McDaniel officially puts on the Chargers bolt, fans should be watching for a few key things that will signal the dawn of this new offensive era. First and foremost, watch the pre-snap movement. This will be the most obvious and immediate change. Expect to see a constant buzz of activity before the ball is snapped, with receivers, running backs, and tight ends shifting, moving, and motioning across the formation. This isn't just for show. It's the engine of his entire offense. Pay attention to how defenses react to it and how it creates open spaces for players like Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston, and Austin Eckler. This motion will be the calling card of the new-look Chargers. The second thing to watch for is the commitment to the run game, especially early in games. McDaniel will want to establish his outside zone running scheme from the very first series. Look for the offensive line moving in sync, trying to create horizontal stretch and clear running lanes. The success of this run game is what will set up everything else. If the Chargers can run the ball effectively, it will force opposing defenses to bring their safeties closer to the line of scrimmage. That's when you should get ready for the big play, as McDaniel loves to use play action to take deep shots down the field, something Justin Herbert is more than capable of executing. Keep an eye on Justin Herbert's mechanics and release time. A key goal of this system is to get the ball out of his hands quickly and efficiently. You might see fewer deep drops and more quick, rhythmic throws designed to hit receivers on the move. Watch his stats for time to throw and yards after catch for his receivers. If those numbers improve, it's a clear sign that the system is working as intended. This offense is designed to make the quarterback a hyper-efficient distributor, and Herbert's performance within that structure will be the ultimate measure of McDaniel's impact. Finally, watch the overall energy and creativity of the play calling. McDaniel is known for his outside-the-box thinking. Expect to see unconventional formations, trick plays, and a game plan that is specifically tailored to attack the weaknesses of that week's opponent. The offense should feel less predictable and more dynamic. The ultimate sign of success will be how the team performs in big moments. Can they score the crucial touchdown in the fourth quarter? Can they sustain drives against elite defenses? If McDaniel can bring his offensive brilliance and translate it into clutch performances, then this move will be everything Chargers fans have